and welcome to glennzb TV, the show that puts glennzb into your virtual world. Yes, that's right. I'm bringing New Zealand to the world and the world to New Zealand. Hey, this morning, news networks, international news networks, please don't oversell your story. I know it was all very exciting when it looked like Trump had been basically blabbermouthing all his state secrets to the Russians. But then that story comes out and then he does a speech. It's not necessarily going to be connected. Right? Let's have a look at this headline. Trump's first remarks since Comey memo revelation. So, see, there. See? But then look up here. He's at the US Coast Guard Academy. And I'm thinking that those young people who are graduating at the Coast Guard Academy, they don't really need a 101 lecture on when it's okay to tell secret stuff to Russians or not. That's not the Coast Guard's primary function. And sure enough, he was just sort of doing like a speech about being a Coast Guard and not about accidentally blabbing to Russians. So don't trump it up, news networks. In fact, don't overcook it. Oh no, actually this is the next story. This whole thing about kids not being taught how to cook at schools. We never have been taught how to cook at schools. That's never happened. I mean, there were cooking classes, but they were always useless. I remember, the one that I specifically remember was a thing called fish shrazi. For some reason, we did a procession of different dishes from around the world, and this was allegedly, was a Russian, as it happens, dish. But what it ended up being was some badly cooked fish with a lot of onion, also badly cooked, in breadcrumbs, which I can still taste to this day, many, many years later. Nobody learns how to cook at school. Nobody ever learns how to cook until they leave home, and then they start getting hungry, and then they realise that they need to make some food, and that's when you learn to cook. In my case, we would make a big vat of chili, and that would last us for the week in my flat. We'd have it on baked potatoes one night, we'd have it on rice one night, we'd have it as nachos one night, we would then have it, we would call it spaghetti bolognese one night, have it with spaghetti. Good stuff. You can't go wrong with chili. Hey, unless we've got some kviklunts. Can we get some kviklunts? Kviklunts. I'm still probably saying that. I'm trying to do it with a sort of an accent, but it's probably still wrong. Anyway, the reason that it's fun to try and say kviklunts, which means quick lunch, surprisingly. And it's the reason, basically, that Kit Kat has failed to patent the shape of its chocolate bar, the Kit Kat, because Kviklunts was there first. And as you can see, it's exactly the same as a Kit Kat, right? You can't tell from that picture? As you can see, exactly the same as a Kit Kat, right? Oh, come on. Look. There. The Kviklunts, they should be suing Kit Kat. Look at that thing. It is identical. Admittedly, Kit Kats don't have those tiny little birds on there, the Kviklunts birds. But I'm sure it's delicious. I love a Kviklunts, don't you? Finally, this myrtle rust thing, which has now been found in Waitara. So we had it in Kerikeri. We've also got it in Waitara. The Pahutakawa apparently is a myrtle tree. Does anybody know this? No. We've just been calling it a Pahutakawa tree all this time. And now myrtle rust comes along from Australia and says, oh, well, you know what? The New Zealand Christmas tree is now dead dog. And also, you'll probably have to change that song. You know, New Zealand Christmas tree. No, Pahutakawa. How's it go? Well, anyway, the point is now instead of Bahuta Kawa Tree, we're going to have to sing Myrtle Tree, remember when you were New Zealand's Christmas tree. I really wish I'd sort of sung that through a few times before broadcasting it live to the world. Can't go back though, can you? I am glennzb. Thank you so much for having me in your virtual world. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more.